Amateur boxing, first unification match. There have been the rise of certain organizations pulling their weight and making everything come true for certain boxers. But ever since I read up on the WBC Amateur League, where they actually give out a similar belt just as the pros does, there's was an idea. The first ever unification match where a lookalike of the Triple Crown belt known as the WBA belt and the WBC Green Belt Challenge Amateur League belt. Thanks to this, I had to read up on this match. It was crazy. I ain't lying. It was just crazy. So let me go ahead and put it out like this. A unification championship. The unified champion is defined as a boxer that holds at least 2 world championship belts. Major sanction bodies WBA, WBC, IBF, or WBO in their respective divisions, like their weight divisions. So let me go ahead and continue on this. What if amateurs was to do the same thing? What if amateur boxers was to do the same thing like the pros? Like the pros, and hold at least not 1 but 2 belts. So what will happen if they was do the same thing in these like you fight in an amateur tournament, either it be WBC Amateur League or the Sugarbird National Championships, and maybe just maybe, cause see, just maybe if you enter these tournaments where they give out certain similar amateur belts to the winners, what would be a good idea? What would be a good idea if they was to take this whole belt thing that once you win a belt, and make into a match between the one who wins the belt at the WBC Amateur League and the one who wins the belt at the national championships. I mean, when you get a pro boxing promoter who might get a chance, talk to USA Boxing, WBC amateurs, or those of the WBA organization who put it out, like say 6 years ago, the future WBA champions, because USA Boxing is is an amateur. And don't sit there and lie to me. You know what I'm talking about. when I say this. Really, I do. You know what I'm talking about when I say this. When I say USA boxing is an amateur, I mean it. I mean, if two belts from two different tournaments or competition have similarities to their pro counterparts, or is just like their pro counterparts, then why don't we just, do a press conference? The first ever amateur boxing press conference. You know, to host the very first amateur boxing unification match. Oh, yeah. Because, see, when you have three organizations backing you up, and plus two boxers who hold two different titles from two different tournaments, or competitions, or leagues, you want to see them fight with these two belts on the line. Don't you? Don't you want to see that? Tell me if I'm lying. Huh? I see with Sugarbird Boxing, live boxing, unification championship match, amateur division, they'll make history. Now, you know what type of history I'm talking about, so let me go put it where you can understand. History. Boxing history. Boxing history in which you say, man, that's crazy. No. No. Like, say, a pro boxing card showing the fighters put their names as a versus. Then, and just then, maybe, folks, boxing fans all around the world alike then the whole tale of the tape, their record, height, weight, reach, age, showing who holds which belt. Don't play. Don't play. Because, see, it's a match. It's an amateur boxing match that may say, hey, we need to do this quick. How quick? Very. All of a sudden, you see them fighting in the ring. Fight him as a match. That they know he go down at one hit KO, the haymaker. That they you know, all of a sudden, at that live action, at that first ever live boxing show, the main event where you have your first ever amateur boxing unification champion of any division, you be like, wow. is happening. No. Because if it was happening, you would not have seen how I'm doing this. Because like I said before, Unification Championship. The Unification Champion is defined as a boxer who holds at least 2 world championships of major sanctioned bodies. I forgot to modify it itself. And for the amateur, WBA or WBC. So let me ask you this question. Who here want to see this happening? The first ever Sugarbird Boxing Unification Championship match. I don't know, but I want to see it. With that being said, I'm your boy Chris Blackthorn Harris. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, share, leave a comment below. Tell me about this boxing video. Cause when it comes to my boxing style, I know how to guard my grill.